we'll stop talking now because then we'll owe WWE money. Uh, welcome to the Husky Barboos number 146.
All right, we're making it.
We're both respectively in our flesh, but in different locations, which will remain silent for the time being.
Hope we're in flesh.
Well, yeah, because if we're not in the flesh, then there's going to be a serious problem because this should be a poltergeist then. Then you should call an exorcist and rebuke every demon in the name of Jesus. But that's a whole nother subject. We're not going to go into that.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. So it's been a while since we've done one of these, but this week we have to acknowledge because it's part of our youth and childhood. In my case, youth. In your case, childhood. But the master and the ruler of the world passed away this week. Just Psycho Sid, or as his other names known as Sid Justice or Sid Vicious. He was a WCW, ECW, and WWE wrestler. He won the main title at both WWE and WCW. And he's the only guy that managed to get out of the game and still keeping his private life private. His death, although young, and I think he was 64, right?
3.
I believe it was 63. Okay. Kind of young. It's kind of young, but not due to, the normal wear and tear of wrestlers, but in this case, he had like a double whammy. Heart condition and also Hodgkin's non-lymphoma, I think, or non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
I heard was a heart problem. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, no, he had heart problems and cancer. And the cancer was kind of aggressive and it got him real quick. And he chose not to disclose anything. That's why everybody was in shock because nobody knew that he had any priors. But apparently he'd been dealing with a lot of health issues for like the last 5 years. And he kept his mouth shut for being, an educated guy. Or just a guy for keeping his stuff to himself. Didn't feel like he needed to share that information. Yet, he passed away this week at the age of 63. Condolences to all his family and fans. And yeah, he will be missed. Have any memories from Psycho Sid back in the day?
I mean, by the time I started watching wrestling, he was pretty much out of WWE. I mean, he only had like a few years in, maybe at most. But
well, he had feuds with Shawn Michaels, with The Undertaker in WWE. In WCW, he infamously had a feud with Goldberg, there's even a meme where Goldberg trash compacted his vehicle and flattened it out. He does the worst overacting in God's green earth. Goldberg! Goldberg! Goldberg!
Yeah, I think the only thing I remember him was with Michaels. I mean, everything else, I don't really remember much.
Oh, in ECW, he was a monster. He actually got to do ECW when ECW was ECW. Back when it's the School of Hard Knocks, when everybody was beating the tar out of each other. Not the WWE bastardized version of ECW. So, again, he was very entertaining, but he actually put priority over his family. His family was first before wrestling, and also allegedly softball. Okay. So, if softball tournament was starting up, he was like, well, hang in the boots, deuces.
I'll be back.
I'll be back when the season is over. But we need you. Softball's calling.
Here's money. You'll be all right.
I guess he was fiscal with his money, I guess, I guess he was very frugal with his money. Because not that I've heard that they had to do a GoFundMe for him, for his current situation after he left. I guess he was, like I said, I guess he was frugal with his money.
Well,
I mean, it's like Dr. J told Barkley back in the day. Barkley being a young pup in the league, seeing a good amount of money that he never saw in his life, he started buying like 5 cars. And Dr. J, who was his teammate when he started in the league, because if you all recall, all of you who were alive back then or are my age, Dr. J was in the Philadelphia 76ers. He was already a veteran, about to go his way, and Barkley was just a young pup. I think he got in the league a year or a couple of years after Jordan. I think a year after Jordan, I think he got in the league. And Barkley was a young pup, and young kids seeing money for the first time, they'll do what kids will do, wasted it on stupid stuff. So he was wasting, like, buying 5 cars, buying stupid stuff. And Dr. J told him, by the way, this story is told by Barkley himself. And Dr. J said, why are you buying 5 cars? So I don't know, because I like the 5 cars. And I can expand it. Yeah, just because you can spend the money doesn't mean you have to. Like, this money, you're going to make this money for like 10, 15 years. After that, what's going to happen? You don't know. You're not going to make this type of income in 10 or 15 years. So you got to make this money stretch to the end of your life. Because this is you right now, but 20, 15 years from now, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. So you got to make this money stretch, son. You got to be fiscal about your money.
Yeah.
And Barkley said that he took that lesson to heart. Also, kind of hoped that he was friends with Jordan, and Jordan told him to invest in stock and take stock money instead of getting paid by Nike. And to this day, the man has stock in Nike. So I guess he's set for life.
Yeah. And he has a nice deal with the
Yeah,
TV.
I think he got a good little nest egg, right?
And he got a good deal with the TV stuff. So
a little bit. I mean, Barkley, in that case, like, if he has stock in Nike, he's basically doing this just because of the love. Just because he wants to, not because he needs to. Because I don't see, like, there's a few stocks on Earth that I don't think they're going to be falling anytime soon. And Nike's one of them.
yeah, you got a good bet there. That they ain't going nowhere.
I mean, Jordan hooked them up the right way.
I mean, even you talking about Dr. J, we probably talked about this before. Shaq too. Shaq came into the league, got his rookie contract, and it was like, "Oh, let me go buy 100,000 Benz."
Again,
and then
the
his dad was
thing.
like, "Where's mine? I helped you get to where you're at." And then mom was like, "Where's my car? You got your dad a car. Where's my car?" And then he went out and bought them a house. So his accountant was like, "Yo, you need to slow down."
The old adage of your behind is cashing.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Your mouth is making checks. Your behind can't pay.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta relax, slow down.
Yeah, because he thought he was printing money. Or as the old adage says, you think you're farting through silk.
Yeah, it's like, because you, like Dr. J said, because you got it doesn't mean you need to spend it.
Exactly. You got to think about future you.
I mean, Shaq is set for life too. I mean, listen.
Dude owns more businesses than he has clothes in his house. I don't know how many side hustles that man has. I don't know how many side hustles he has.
We talked about this before. That man missed out on millions and billions when he turned down the freaking CEO of Starbucks. Was like, man, how many black people you see drink coffee?
But then again, he bought Papa John's, which, let's face it, not the biggest franchise.
Not the biggest franchise, but they make money. Doing football season, money. You got your pizza, you got your wings, you got your flatbread stuff, you got your like little quesadilla things. They believe me, they make it happen.
Yeah. So if you get anything out of this podcast, kids, save your money.
Oh yeah.
Save your money. Because you don't know. You'll be like, I'm making bank right now. right now.
Yeah.
That's the emphasis on that word. Right now.
That stuff don't
You
last
don't know how
forever.
much you're gonna make later. Later could be like you were making this much, now you're making much. So you gotta be smart about your money. Be smart about it, kids. Please be smart about it because it's a sad state of affairs that you'll be in your 40s and be like, Daddy, can you have me?
Yeah,
that's no bueno. That's not a good look. Like, it is not your father's job in his late 60s, early 70s to be supporting your behind. That's not his job. His job should be right now, like, retired, living off his best life, contemplating life and looking at his decisions and just, chilling, not having to worry about your behind and try to keep you afloat. Whereas that should be your job. Okay? I don't know where that came from, but to each his own, and whoever the shoe fits, right?
I guess so.
I don't know. May the Lord be talking to somebody. Somebody got that revelation. Hallelujah. Anyway, so let's continue here. Okay. So also, we're gonna go now to kind of comic booky movie kind of thing. This week, Ryan Reynolds released a teaser image. I guess it was deleted. It actually wasn't deleted because it did. If you saw the post-credit scene where Chris Evans, spoilers for those of you who haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine. The after credit scene, he's in the TVA and there's a bunch of monitors running around. And one of the screens, it actually shows the scene that I'm talking about. So I did kind of see it, but the fact that he released it as a separate scene, although in his Instagram account, shows that it gives you the potential that Gambit actually survived the ordeal that they used, to send Wolverine and Deadpool back to their actual universe to conclude the rest of the movie. So, Shannon Tatum's Gambit survived. And then it came a confirmation, or in the news. Well, I take these kind of news with a grain of salt because they're going to announce everything. Since now Deadpool and Wolverine has pretty much like shot adrenaline into the arm of Disney and Marvel. Marvel is now like, let's splurge. Let's go. Let's just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Because after that, it was like announcements here, announcements there. Patrick Stewart's coming back. Andrew Garfield is coming back. Tobey Maguire is coming back. Wesley Snipes is now is going to be the permanent Blade, and they're going to send the other dude back packing. And you hear all this. I take these things with a grain of salt. You don't know per se what's going on, so don't say it. But at least I can confirm that Gambit is 100% alive. The character portrayed by Shannon Tatum, because he stole the show. He actually did steal the show at Deadpool and Wolverine. The accent kill.
So he really did make a name for himself, huh?
Woo! Yes, he did. He really, really did. So, I guess we're gonna see more of that Gambit coming and moving forward. And
I'll take it.
Yeah, no, man, no complaints here. No complaints here. Like, yes, please. All that salad dressing and Gambit right there. Put all that gumbo over. That Creole, if you will. Give me all that Gambit. I'll take it. Oh God, that was cool. Also, we saw some images of the behind the scenes of the Fantastic Four movie that they're filming, and it seems that they're using some sort of because they putting the mask of the Thing. Now they had reported that Thing was going to be CG.
Mm-hmm.
But so I guess they had a stand in there just to use the reference as colors for when they do the CG, how to make them look good. But still, I mean, they could have used the stand in there and also, CGI the face and make the facial movements and whatnot. The thing is that, pun intended or no pun intended, pick your poison. We're gonna get, the Marvel version, like officially Marvel involved, because I don't count the Sony movies as Marvel involved because that was Sony. They just own the rights of the character, so they can do whatever the hell they want. This is actually Marvel, with the creative hands, creating the character, and hopefully this will turn out better than the other Fantastic Four movies. They're doing it justice because they're doing it just as the comic was actually created. The comic book was created in the 60s, early 60s. And so they're going for the full-fledged origin version of the Fantastic Four. So if they do it right, I hope they do. I hope they nail it, because we've had a bunch of attempts to do the Fantastic Four. Fox did 2 attempts. And the first attempt was, hit not here or there. The second attempt missed like it was. It just went bad. Let's just say it went bad. It went bad real quick, and also none of them could do Doctor Doom perfectly, which is why I'm happy that they did get a great actor and Robert Downey Jr. Doing Doom, and because Doom, for us old school comic book geeks, Doom is the Marvel villain. Like he like Thanos cannot hold a candle next to Doom. Doom is the villain. Like, if you know Marvel history, Doom has had a fight with everybody. Everyone. This has not been like. Is there a character he gets along with? No. he he was just born to piss the world off. I guess that's his motto. Like, I know I'm here just to tee off the world. That's it. So Doom is gonna. I hope that Robert Downey Jr. does get that Doom character on point. And we also saw some behind the celebration of the 85 years of Marvel, which you sent me. And it showed a few glimpses of the movies that are upcoming: the Thunderbolts, Captain America: Brave New World, where we saw the glimpse of Red Hulk, or Harrison Ford as Red Hulk, and the Thunderbolts. Well, this iteration of the Thunderbolts, at least, because there's been 1,000 iterations of the Thunderbolts. So hopefully we will get the good stuff from Marvel and we start kicking on all cylinders. Thank you, Wolverine and Deadpool, for injecting life. And hopefully this passes on to DC as well. And speaking of DC now has an alternate universe that is called the Absolute Universe. DC does this is something that DC does every year. They do kind of like a soft reboot of their comic book universe. It's not this year. Though they say it's not so much a reboot, it's more like a parallel universe. If you know Marvel, Marvel did a universe called the Ultimate Universe, where it's like a reinvention of each character. So like every character is reintroduced, but now like 21st century version of each character. So DC is kind of going that same route now, doing the Absolute Universe. So they have a new version of Batman called Absolute Batman. And this Batman, boy, people are kind of TO'd. PO'd, because this Batman on the suit, he's 7 foot tall. On the suit. And he's a beefy Batman. He looked like he weighed over 300 pounds. Because boy is beefy. I mean, he makes Dorian Yates from 97 look like he was dying of AIDS. And boys, if you look Dorian Yates up for 97, that is a sight to behold. That's like, that boy is on all the roids. On all of them. All of them. Like this dude cannot admit more muscle mass in his body. It's like his muscles have muscles. Like, look it up. Look it up. Dorian Yates, 1997.
I'm good
Dude
right
won
now.
Mr. Olympia or Mr. Universe, like, I don't know, like 5 years straight. And the dude had muscles up the yin yang. You just look at those pictures, like, how did he walk? How did he raise his hands? Dude must have been walking like the dude had no neck. It was just his head, and then the shoulders came after his ears. He's like looking like a little tiny itty bitty Hulk, but with muscle definition, like extreme muscle definition. So that's basically the new Batman. But the thing that caused more vitriol among the fans was the new logo. And the new logo is in the shape that it is. It's like a rectangle with the features of a bat. So it's people was like, I personally don't give a rear end about it because it's a comic book. Like, I hate to burst anybody's bubble, but the character's not real. He doesn't exist.
It's like saying Santa's not real.
Like, the world has bigger problems than me worrying about what is the new Batman's logo and why is he 6-7 feet tall or 6'6" without the suit. Oh, by the way, this Bruce Wayne is blonde, has a crew cut. He is not a billionaire. On the contrary, he works in construction. Does not have a bat family. He made his own suit. He does not have gadgets up the yin yang in terms of having high tech gear. And he doesn't have an Alfred, although Alfred is in the story, but I guess he's like trying to hunt Batman. I don't know. It's a weird universe. It's a different universe. It's not the same. It's not the same traditional Batman story. It's a different Batman from a different universe because this absolute universe apparently draws its energy from Darkseid. And so you need a darker character. So the anchor being, as we learned from Deadpool and Wolverine, the anchor being of this universe, instead of being Hope, which is normally Superman, the anchor being of this universe is Batman. Hence why Batman is 7 feet tall, 300 and something pounds, and can crush you just by looking at you. Just with an angry stare, he broke all your ribs. And your vertebrae is dangling for dear life. Just by looking at you.
Must be a nice guy.
Yeah, a super nice guy. Super, like, very chill. He's always doing yoga. Meditating. And contemplating how he's going to break more ribs. How he's going to break more arms. He's going and 2 spines broken. Okay. He's very chill guy. Okay, so now we're gonna go into our favorite subject, the man that pays our bills. The man has kept us running over these years. Good old pal Minkia Juice.
AKA.
Good pal. A good friend. Nicest man and salt of the earth. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, or as we like to say sometimes, hallelujah, hallelujah, and amen, amen. So, apparently by the end of this month, by near month's end, Netflix is going to release a documentary about Minkia Juice called Mr. McMahon. And apparently it's not going to be very flattering. I wonder why. I wonder why. I mean, what did he do to this stream?
Such a nice
what
guy.
Did he do? This is man, salt of the earth. Salt of the earth. He always treats everybody well. I mean, there hasn't been any. Wait a minute, what? Oh, okay. It's like, okay. Oh, yeah. There's a reason why we call him Minkia Juice. Remember? However, yeah, we call him Minkia Juice because yeah. We're gonna leave. We ain't gonna. We need no need to elaborate on that
No
subject.
need to.
I guess the name it speaks for itself.
Yes,
If
it
you don't
does.
know what Minkia means, look it up.
Just look up good old Joey D.
Yeah, just look it up, and you'll thank us later.
Send him into the abyss.
And speaking of Minkia Juice behavior, we also had a recent domestic abuse in the news for a former wrestler. Her name was Nikki Bella, now going by Nikki Garcia because Bella is owned by WWE. And since she's no longer associated or working with WWE, she now goes just by Nikki Garcia. Allegedly, her husband, that she met from Dancing with the Stars, who was her dancing partner, allegedly there was some domestic violence. She had to call the 911 on him. She is refusing to elaborate on what happened. But you don't call 911 just because, right?
No.
So something happened. Hopefully she's good. I don't know. I cannot elaborate further on what happened because it happened. And although she wants to keep the matter private, it kind of difficult. What with the 911 call coming out there, and now it's out there for anybody to listen to, and everybody can do 2 + 2 together and determine, if you call for domestic violence, is because domestic violence happened. The type of domestic violence, that's yet to be determined. But hopefully she's fine, and yeah, man, this girl hasn't caught a break in terms of dudes, right? I mean,
Well, I
she
mean,
had. I mean, Cena never ever did kind of these things. It's just that Cena didn't want to have kids. Still doesn't want to have kids.
but she knew that, and she was trying to see if
And
she
she
could
thought
change
that
him,
she could change him.
and that wasn't
We
going to
said it
happen.
at the same
And the
time.
dude still doesn't want to have kids.
I mean, this is a man that he is set for life. Let's say, just like we mentioned before, this dude is set for life, and he enjoys working. He's a workaholic. That's his thing. Dude is 47 right now. And he is married to a woman that apparently did get the gist of the I don't want to have kids. And she was, okay, cool. We'll just enjoy each other. Nothing wrong with that. Like if you choose not to have kids, that's your deal. That's your whole deal. But you can't pretend going on getting into a relationship with a person trying to make them change for whatever is your thing. No. Find you a person that you're in the same boat with, and then follow accordingly from there. But if you're gonna, pressure a person into getting what you want, that's kind of not the same relationship. But we're getting to a tangent here. I don't want to go there. Anyway, Nikki Bella, hope you're better. Hope that nothing worse ever happens. I mean that sincerely, because I do not approve. I don't think anyone approves of somebody, getting hit or any type of domestic abuse, whether verbal or physical. So yeah, I don't hope she's okay. Just briefly, Bash in Berlin happened yesterday. Briefly, Cody retained. CM Punk won. Your buddy, your best friend, the guy that you love the most, wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther also retained. He beat Randy Orton. Cody beat what was it? Kevin Owens. The Terror Twins, known formerly from Judgment Day, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. You know who Rhea Ripley is? I guess if you're a full-blooded male, heterosexual male, You know who
Listen,
Liv Morgan.
if you're living under a rock, then that's the only reason why you will know who Liv is.
Basically, if you are a male and you kind of lean to the preferences of women, you are very involved in this whole what is the name? Dominic triangle story. Because this boy, as we said last time we were recording together, he a happy man.
You're lucky man.
He a lucky man. He a lucky man. Luckiest of men. Every time he shows up to, so today you're gonna have Rhea choke you with her legs. You're gonna be she's gonna have you cross her legs on your neck. And he's like, tears, right? It's just tears right here. Like, oh, it's such a hard life. It's such a hard way to make my money. Poor. Pray for me. And every other man on there like, we won't kill you, boy. We'll kill you, boy. How dare you get all the goods? So yeah, that was a brief recap. And AEW All In happened last week. That was like the short version of it. Daniel Bryan, or formerly known as Daniel Bryan, actually known as Bryan Danielson in AEW, is the new AEW World Champion. And also Ricochet made his debut for a nothing match because he didn't win it. So his debut was like, he's here. Just to get lost in the shuffle now.
Wasn't Daniels basically retiring though?
Yeah, he still wants to retire this year, but I guess they gave him the title because, like, if it's gonna be your last year, might as well, have the title just to have that in your resume. Like, you have that in your deck that you're a world heavyweight champion wherever you went. Because when Ring of Honor was Ring of Honor before it was bought by Tony Khan, he was the Ring of Honor World Champion. And then in WWE, he was a multiple-time World Champion. And now he's in AEW. He never won a title in AEW. He didn't win any titles in AEW because he was just elevating people. So I guess that was Tony Khan's call to elevate the dude. One little nuance I do have to give because of the press conference, I don't know what AEW is with doing press conferences after the pay-per-views, that they always seem to get themselves into a little bit of trouble. I mean, this has been historically accurate for them, especially by our little boy Punky Brewster that we mentioned before.
Mm.
And speaking of Punky, Tony Khan kind of threw some shade at Punky. He was like, "Oh, you should see the difference between the locker room from this year and last year. It's not the same locker room. We respect each other. We treat each other better. There's more communication." And so you're like, so you're saying that wasn't the case when Punky was there. Yet in WWE, we have not heard a lick of anybody not getting along. Never heard a lick of people not having fights. Yet in AEW, we did hear that a female wrestler got into it with a male wrestler over a comment of which the girlfriend of that male wrestler heard in the female wrestler's locker room. And the male wrestler went to confront her, and now they have beef. And if you know the history of AEW, they kind of don't know how to deal with their wrestlers because they let that whole CM Punk thing linger for like a year. They let that stank last there for a year instead of handling at the moment. Like independently of what you think about CM Punk, I think that he should have just left then and there when he had the scrum, the little fight with the Bucks and Kenny Omega. He should have left right then and there. And not try, because if you were not going to be a peacemaker, you were not going to try to get these parties to get along. Why keep the dude? Oh, he's a name. Well, a name that apparently has no respect for your product, a name that apparently has no respect for you as a boss, and then just to have a thing blow off in the manner that which he himself admitted it happened, and then they showed the live TV feed, which proved him right, and yet the man has not had that problem in WWE because I guess they dangled his contract like this and then saying, if you messed up just one time, we're just gonna go this contract and go. This is all hearsay. We don't know nothing about what happened in there. We have no intel whatsoever. Minkia was already out the door, so Minkia cannot produce any information for us whatsoever because Minkia was already out the door because he already dealing with his thing. He got bigger fish to fry at this moment.
Literally dealing with his thing.
Yeah. Ooh. That man is contemplating a lot of stuff. By the way, it turns out that the whole thing about his back thing is an exaggeration. He looks good. I saw a picture of him recently. He looks good.
I don't know.
He looks okay. The mustache is kind of just disappearing now. So the villain mustache is kind of like almost gone. I guess because he stopped dyeing his mustache.
You mean that 70 horn looking mustache?
That old timey villain mustache. Yeah, it's an old timey villain mustache. So yeah, and also just another thing, if you want to chime in on another thing that we might have, another thing that I would like to talk about, that the release of the Sonic 3 trailer that was released, because a little geek, I'm all over the place, but more in the geeky department. Where we saw that Shadow is going to be voiced by Keanu Reeves. Mind you,
John Wick.
this job, yeah, John Wick himself. This job was the reason he didn't appear in The Acolyte in Star Wars, because he was supposed to be in The Acolyte. And The Acolyte now infamously got canned and has therefore been erased, sponged out of the earth from Disney because they just want to remove the skank that this series left. And mind you, not because of political views, it's just that the story straight out sucked. Just straight up sucked. That's all. No political views included. Okay? Just to clear that up. That's just that. And I'm not saying that because I saw it's been the consensus universally of like 89% of people who have no say on what side of the aisle in politics you are. It's just looking at the thing objectively, they say the story just doesn't make no sense. So if you're gonna make a story just because, if you want to make a story, just make it real. Basically, it doesn't matter who the leads are. If you make a good story, doesn't matter who is a boy or girl, whatever. Just make a good damn story. Make it make sense. So Keanu dodged the bullet there. Yeah. So good choice, my man. Good choice, my man. Pick Shadow. Good. Dodged the bullet there. Boy was like, whoo, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I dodged the bullet there. I felt kind of bad because the one of the actresses that was in The Acolyte is also the one who played Logan's daughter, Laura, or X-23. I mean, I felt bad for her because the series, they canceled it, although her character died. Spoilers in the series. Her character died in the series. So sorry.
What's wrong with you?
Nobody's watching it anyways.
You don't know that.
Nobody's watching it. You can't see it anymore anyway. Disney erased it. The only way you can see it is if you go Jack Sparrow version.
Well,
you put the skull, this crossbone, and go to the sea of piracy. Not recommending that, by the way. Do your thing legally. Not recommending that. No. We keep it legal here. Get your subscription, your Disney Plus subscription, or mix it up with Hulu. Do your thing. Do it legally. We're not recommending that. But you do what you gotta do. Anyway, Daphne King, that's the name of the actress, yes. So yeah, I feel bad for her in that series because she actually enjoyed it. She really was. Cause it's always like if you're a kid that likes Star Wars like me, I grew up liking Star Wars. You always had that dream, like ever becoming a Jedi. You want to be a Jedi. You don't want to handle the lightsaber, make the noises, boom, 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 boom. So she got to live that dream. Unfortunately, on a show that objectively sucked. But then again, she was in the hottest movie of the summer. It broke all kinds of bank. So, the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. The Lord finds a way how to balance things out. And also, Jim Carrey's back as Dr. Robotnik. And he's also playing Robotnik's dad. So he's dual roles for Jim Carrey. Not bad for a guy that you thought that he was going to retire. He's been saying for years that he's going to retire.
Yeah, I think they were going to make another Ace Ventura too, or he was supposed to do it, or
three. Yeah. There's been an Ace Ventura too.
Oh, another one. I mean, and then he was supposed to do another Grinch.
I don't think he would do another.
No, Grinch. He said he would do it because the makeup is easier now, and they have a lot of CGI. So he was
so do if they CG'd him, like he could do like a motion capture kind of deal, and then
So he said it wouldn't be as hard on him as it was before.
Okay. So yeah, I guess. So he's more open-minded now, I guess, and to stay in the acting game because he wanted to retire because he's been giving his life to God now lately. So he's like, his life is now more concentrated in spiritual growth than to make all the monies, which he already has done multiple times.
Oh yeah, that guy doesn't need to make another movie.
No. Like if it were for money's sake, I mean, I think he's another one of those guys that we were talking about being fiscal or being frugal about his money. He didn't go and through the house out the window.
I mean, he did buy a house. I think I was reading in like California that was like 20-something million, but he wanted to sell it, and it's been on the market for so long that he has to
give it away.
Yeah, he has to lower the payment because no one's biting.
That is a national thing.
Yeah,
it is not such. I mean, yeah, the price tag on those Hollywood mansions, they're a little high. But believe you me, that is a national problem, not just a California problem. That is a whole national deal. But we're not gonna get into that. We're trying to be happy. We're trying to be, make your day happy. We're not trying to get into all that nasty stuff because y'all already know. Like you don't need us to remind you of that. You don't need that reminder from us. I know things are rough out there. Do tell. Do tell. Really. I had not figured that one out. Really? Okay. Anyway, you have any sports stuff to talk about?
Not really. I mean, the only thing that's going on now is the U.S. Open. Football is going to start Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Judge has been killing it lately.
No, he's been slowing down this week. He wasn't.
Yeah, but
last
dude,
week, the week that we weren't on to really talk about it, he was killing it. He took a step back right now.
He's only human, for God's sake.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying he's not killing it the way he was when we were talking about, when we weren't on air.
Yeah, apparently he only needs us to pop up, and then all of a sudden he's like,
Yeah. So I think we might go on a hiatus.
Let's stop doing these podcasts.
Yeah, I think we're going to
for the Yankees.
Hiatus for the rest of
the Yankees
until at least October.
For the Yankees.
Gonna miss us the rest of the September until October. But like I said, football starts on Thursday with, I believe, the Super Bowl champions, the Chiefs against the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay, and what about your team?
Jets start on Monday night against the 49ers.
Wasn't that the same as last year?
No, we started. Was it Monday
No,
night?
against the
But it
49ers?
was against. No, it was against Buffalo Bills.
Oh. Well, it stayed in the
It
state.
was 9/11.
Uh,
So the only good memory I have of Rodgers of last year is him running out with the American flag in his hand.
man, you went there. I didn't.
4 plays
You
later,
went there. I didn't.
snappity snap.
I didn't go there. I mean, you went there. I didn't. It's usually me who goes that in those areas. I
It's
left that
okay.
one
I
alone.
do it myself. That's why I don't
I
want
left
you
that
to.
one alone. I was like, no, I'm not gonna touch that. It's
Yeah,
still a
we're
touchy
gonna.
subject for you Jets fans.
Yeah, we're gonna. I'm. I mess us all. Us all by my own self. Hopefully he makes it more than 4 plays this year.
I will remain silent.
Okay.
I will not say anything. I hope, and I don't mean this with no sarcasm. There's no sarcasm in this statement whatsoever. I really hope to God he plays the entire season and even gets to the playoffs.
Me too.
There, see, and the same as for the Giants. I have to cover both sides. I know you hate them. You share a building. Calm the hell down. At least I'm not mentioning the Dallas Cowboys, or as you call them,
Cowgirl.
PC much? Notice no hesitation whatsoever. Skip Bayless be damned. Jerry Jones be damned.
Oh, let's not talk about that guy.
The entire franchise be damned. The city. I mean, I'll let you that one.
I never been to Dallas, but hey.
Oh, Jesus. When you hate, you hate.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Okay, do you want me to go mention him? Tom Brady.
Oh.
Go. Come on, tell me how you really feel. Look at all that swelling right now.
We're already too deep into a podcast already.
You're like, Goosefrog. Goosefrog. Nothing but love here, Brady.
All I say is
nothing but love.
I hope he trips on a piece of gravel and breaks a toenail. That's all.
God. Casi nada.
I got nothing else to say.
And on that note, I mean, let's just end it on a high note. Let's end it on the highest of notes. I mean, considering in the area where we both located, which is an area that historically, let's just say, hates anything New England and anything regarding that particular number 12.
Towards me too. I mean, there is some love for him. I mean,
that he got away with his money.
Yeah.
Although not the first one to do it. Yeah, I'm not going to rehash that whole kind of worms again.
We don't want to open that yet.
We don't want to rehash that kind of worms again. Oh, God. Anyway, if you like our products, you can go to TeePublic. The link is always in the description. There's always some sort of discount. Last week I was visiting some friends and a birthday which I was invited, and I was rocking the one of my creations, the logo of the Husky Babu Media, and rocking both the T-shirt and the hat. are both available with some sort of discount. Some sort of discount, you can find it there. And everybody's like, yo, I want to buy it. Yeah, good. TeePublic. They thought like I print them. Like, no, TeePublic. They get a little bit comes back to me. But no, TeePublic. The link is in the description. I basically did the whole thing. Like, am I recording a podcast today? What's going on? Can you imagine just walking around with a microphone doing a podcast, just talking with people? Why not? Why would need some?
It's called a vlog. That's what they call it now.
No, actually, I would have to sign a bunch of NDAs because of just grabbing people randomly. That's an open source for lawsuits right there. And lawsuits we cannot pay because we ain't got no money. Minkia Juice has been very hard on us. The dude has like diamond elbows. He has no show, no corn. Then again, boy going on hard times right now. He needs to save all the money he can. Saving up on them lawyers and legal fees and whatnot. Because it's coming. It's coming. It's coming hard.
Document.
Ooh, we're just waiting for that documentary. We're just waiting for that one. And then everybody's going to be like, whoo, Jesus.
About to make a name for myself.
Gambit will be quoted. Gambit will be quoted.
I don't think you're going to survive this.
You just tell everybody what happened here today. Legendary. I mean, just by going by the text messages that he said that. Let's not add any further from there. Y'all can look it up and just, clean your mind with the blood of Christ afterwards. Damn. Damn. That's one nasty old man. Anyway, so yeah, sorry. TeePublic, always some sort of discount out there. Our website, HuskyByBooPod.com. Social media, Husky by Boo Media on Instagram. X is not working, so yeah, we don't care. And our personal social medias, that area Duran and
Johnny Boy 426.
And those of you who are able to watch us on video, thank you for liking the reels. Yeah, that is actually the most popular thing. The shorts, yeah. Those shorts are more popular than the actual podcast.
Yeah, I know.
I guess there's some nuggets of gold that come out of us from time to time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so thank you for those watches. I mean, keep it coming. Hopefully YouTube will realize, like, oh, snap. They got views. We should set some money. And we were like, yes, please.
We'll take it.
Yes, please. We would like some, though. Because we've been doing this the hard way. This has been hard. This has been hard, Judge. You seen that one, Judge Man?
No.
With the chicken. Listen, forget it. We'll explain later. You can catch it later. If you know, you know. So this has been Husky Bible Podcast number 146. This has been Ariel.
And John.
Take care, everybody.
Peace out. Have a good week.
Bye.